Junior Reid, how did you link with or even connect with Junior Reid in the first place? Was it something there you put out a mix, he heard it? How did you connect with Junior Reid?
With Junior Reid, I connected with him because I had a remix that I did on one of my mix CDs, one of the same Reggae Meets Hip Hop remix CDs. I had Game, Junior Reid, but I put it on the original Reggae One Blood rhythm. So that remix on that CD, like I said, these remixes, they get taken and they get played on the radio. So that a bunch of DJs on Hot 97 were playing the remix. And even my boy Kali B, big up Kali B, he's on the station in the Bronx. So he was playing it too. So then when Junior Reid came to his station and he was playing it, they were like, yo, who did that remix? Well, where's that remix from? And he was like, he called me on the phone. He was like, yo, Power, I got Junior Reid here, you know. Like, this is the remix. And I was talking to Reid and his manager, and they were, you know, so since they were in New York, I was like, okay, come by my studio, right? Yeah. My studio is in Brooklyn. So I told them to come down. The next day they came down, and we were just vibing, and we're like, yo, we need to do a mix CD, because, you know, all these remixes I could do for you and, you know, blow up. Like his sound, like he was alone was doing a lot of collabs.
For sure.
But he was about to do much more. Like he was just on the verge, because we haven't even done the Why I'm Hot remix yet. So it was the perfect timing, I guess, because now with me mixing the hip hop with the reggae, and then him also doing like a lot of collabs with hip hop artists on his own, it was a perfect timing to do that mix CD, you know. And then the whole Why I'm Hot, the Mims remix came together by him coming to the studio the next day, and then a couple of days later, I'm in the DigiWax office. And if you know DigiWax, that's CL and Mims, they're all part of that team.
Okay.
Yeah, so Mims it was managed by CL, the DigiWax owner. Big up CL and big up Mims. So they were both in the office and we're talking, and Mims had the Why I'm Hot record that was hot at the time, like blowing up the streets. So I was in the office with them. I was like, yo, you know, maybe we should do a remix to the record. You know, I'm working on a mix CD with Junior Reid. Maybe we should add him to that. You know what I mean? And then they were like, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. So then I said, all right, so let me give Reid, you know, the track, let him jump on it. So Reid, he didn't. So I tried to get him in the studio. He didn't come jump on it. Yeah. But I gave him the instrumental. I said, you know, you need to voice on this one. So he ended up in Miami, and he voiced in Miami with the original producer for the original record was in Miami. So he went to Miami and he voiced with him, and that's how it came together. And they voiced that, and then the rest is history. That track, they added Baby Cham to it, and that record went crazy. I'm in the video. You could see me in the video. Yeah. We shot the video in Miami. And that record went crazy. And then from there, that's how the relationship started. I started working on more stuff with him and stuff like that.
So because I know eventually you became his official tour DJ and stuff like that.
Right. That's how it all came together. Then I started, all right, he'll bring me on the road and we'll do shows together. We went to Australia together. We did some short tours over there. It was really like a good run, because at the time he just dropped the Game. He had the one with Game. He had the Mims one. Then he had the other one with Fabulous. He had one with Fat Joe.
He was the
Little Wayne. He had one with Little Wayne.
He was the go-to reggae guy at that time to do the remixes.
He had one with He had one with a lot of artists. Yeah. So that was the perfect blend. You know what I mean? Reggae meets hip hop. You know.
But again, remember, you're in your studio just putting this together. Okay, cool. But it's a lot of your relationships that got it in the right hands.
Right.
That made things take it to that level there.
Right.
Because remember, these are mix CDs. Okay, cool. You gave one to Cartel. Okay, yeah, we should work. You don't know what he's gonna come back with.
Right.
And it worked.
Right.
Same thing with Junior Reid's. Hey, we should try this here.
Right.
And it worked.
Right. And I think that it comes back to, like, I always tell people, like, putting in the work and the reputation. Because to be honest with you, if I had just given them a CD, but I didn't have that work in, and I didn't have a rep where people know that, yo, you fuck with him, he's got good shit. Like, he'll produce a good track for you. But if I didn't have that work in, I don't think the response would have been there, but the respect was there, I think. Yeah. But, you know, when I meet them, the respect is there because they know the work that I put in too, not just what they do, you know.
Did you do any of the hip-hop artists, their mixtapes also?
I did some like collabs with some labels and stuff like that. Like I'll do like a collab with Universal or certain, and then I'll put like a lot of their stuff on it. You know what I mean? Different stuff on it like that. And I'll do like up and coming hip hop artists like maybe J Mills or like different artists that are coming up. I'll produce their mix CDs and stuff like that, and do collabs with them. You know what I mean? So I didn't really have a it didn't really stick to one genre, but it just happened that the ones that I mixed the hip hop with the reggae, those are the ones that really went
took you to that
big, because it was unique. You know, it was different. So I think that's what made me stand out. You know,
and just the fact that you thought of this and you just did it one day, said, "Let me mix this hip hop and reggae together, see what happens. Keep going, keep going, keep going."
Yeah, I just kept at it because it was a good lane. It was a different lane. It was what I was doing. Like I started doing that shit. Like, you know what I mean? So basically, pretty much, it was like me staying in my lane and knowing what I can do with it. So, you know,
it makes sense there. So then now you link with Junior Reid, you link with Vibes Cartel, doing all this great stuff here now, putting out all these CDs, flooding the market, and then CDs started to clamp down on mixes.
Yes, they clamped down. They locked up a lot of people. They raided some people.
Yeah.
I mean, even like the bootleggers that used to sell my CDs, they would get raided all the time, and it was just crazy, especially in New York. I don't know. I mean, other places too, but I know they got a lot of raids, like on Canal Street and stuff like that. They were getting raided like on the regular. So so it clamped down, and then I was still producing, so that's why I could just focus on the production, producing the songs for the artists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have to do the mix CDs, but I produce a song for you, and then, you know, keep that going.
So then now, when they started to clamp down on the mixes, were you working with anybody in particular, or you're just working, it's more or less like freelance? Whoever's around, that's who you're going to produce for?
Yeah, it's pretty much whoever was around. I was working on that. And then after, when it clamped down, that's when, around the time when I took the break from the production a little bit.
From production?
I took the break from the production because it was just a creative space. And I kind of like, I don't know, you know, I just got to a zone where I was like, you know what? I just want to focus on the DJing side. So I focused on the DJing side for a while because I wasn't in as many spots as I wanted to be. I wasn't, you know what I mean? So I wanted to focus on the DJ side and make sure, even the skill level, make sure that I'm, you know, like, because you could do two. I always tell people you could do maybe one or two things great, but after that, like, you try to do three things. You try to be a DJ, a producer, a promoter, doing show. Like, that's why I never did the promotion thing. You can't do, to be great at something, it has to focus on one or maybe two if you're, and I feel like sticking to the two, I was doing DJing and production, and then I just kind of just let me just focus on the DJing for a little bit, and then I focus on that. And then I came back with the production again. And then I kind of had waves where I did. And that's when I started like doing stuff with like Marshall. I did stuff with Marshall. I did stuff back with more stuff with Junior Reid. I did another Cartel. This is right before he got locked up. 2 weeks before he got locked up, we finished another one. We put out that one.
This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinedmusichut.com.